Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's been a while since I put out a video. Crypto has been pretty boring lately, chopping sideways. And with all the global macro stuff going on, I can truly say that we are truly, right now, for the short term, bleeped. Um, this is March right now. March is practically over. Historically, March has been a good month. This past March hasn't been a good month. And there's reasons for that. And we'll talk about some of that. April, the outlook doesn't look so great either. But I'm still DCAing. I'm DCAing into these projects. Earlier this year, late last year, I had a bigger portfolio with a lot of projects. I still hold those projects, but going forward, I'm only DCAing into like four, probably 3 or 4 projects. And I'm sticking with those because I see that, especially with what's going on here with these tariffs here in the US, that there's a theme here, that it's all about, as far as what's going on here in the US, US first. So I'm focusing on the US based crypto projects, and we'll cover them towards the end of this video. But let's go over what's going on and why I think right now is pretty boring. And you got to be pretty strong, pretty convicted to stick with crypto. That's what I am, and I hope that's what you are too. But I truly still think that those who hold on at some point will be rewarded. Crazy thing about crypto, yes, it's boring for now, trading sideways, but when this thing rips, it just think back to November, after the election, where the price of Bitcoin was and where it went quickly. So yes, it sucks right now, but I think if you hold on, especially onto some of the projects that I'm gonna talk about, I think it can be truly rewarding. So let's get into those, and hope everyone is still holding on and not having let his hands. Still be convicted and remember why you got into crypto, for sure. Things will get better. Things will get better. So let's take a look at some of these things here. Some of these projects that I like. So what I said basically about crypto being effed is something that I saw from Lady of Crypto. She's a good follow if you don't follow her already. And she went ahead and said that crypto won't pump until the Fed stops QT, quantitative tightening. The Fed won't stop QT until inflation comes down. Inflation won't come down with Trump in tariff mode. Short term, we are effed. And that is the theme of this video. Quantitative tightening is an issue. The Fed is not pumping money into the system anymore right now, and that's due to inflation. And what we're seeing right now, yesterday in the US, inflation reading came in higher than economists predicted. And what that means is everyone now is predicting possibly a rate cut by the Fed in May, probably not going to happen now because their goal is to keep inflation down. And if they keep saying things about inflation rising, the dream of rate cuts happening is probably not going to happen. There's another meeting in June. Maybe it'll happen then. I would say the silver lining towards us getting a possible rate cut would be spending also slowed. Now, you don't want to see that. There's been talks about recessions and all these things. No one knows what's going to happen. But just when you have inflation still rising, you have quantitative tightening. The Fed right now don't want to cut any rates. They don't want to give any, money into the income, pumping money into the economy. Things aren't looking good right now, right? When money is pumped into the economy, there's quantitative easing and there's cheap money to loan. I mean, as far as to borrow, cheap interest rates. That's when people have money to spend on risk assets like tech and crypto and stuff like that. Right now, it's not looking like that. But again, just remember what I said in the beginning of the video, things can turn quickly. So we just need some good news, and at drop of a dime, things can switch. But right now, like Lady of Crypto says, we are effed. Things will be chopping sideways for a little bit. Who knows how long. But let's continue. The Dow is not only crypto. I mean, look at the stocks here in the U.S. Closes at 700 points lower as inflation and tariff fears worsen. Dow Jones, look at that, down 715. S&P 500 down 112. Nasdaq down 481 points. Yep. So consumer sentiment, very, it's consistent with what we're seeing here in the crypto space and stocks worldwide. It's not just in the U.S. So there was a survey done by University of Michigan. So only one survey Survey of consumers showed a reading of 57 for the month, down 11.9 from February and 28.2 from a year ago. Inflation fears drove much of the downturn. Respondents expect inflation a year from now to run at 5%, guys. We're currently at 2.8, 5%, up 0.1% from mid-month reading and 0.7 percentage point acceleration from February. The news continues, right? And the only reason I'm talking about this is just to explain why we're not ripping right now. Historically, this is a bull cycle. Things should be pumping, but these things are keeping the lid on crypto prices and stock prices to an extent. So these tariffs, it's a trade war going on right now. The administration announced some. I think April 2nd, a lot of these were supposed to take into effect, but there was some hope because in the beginning, they're calling for inflations, then there was a delay for 30 days, then they're back on. Sound like there's a lot of wishy-washy things going on, but it sounds like this is for real. And so the president announced a 25% tariff on foreign-made vehicles and parts. So this is going to hurt, right? For the short term, it could hurt. Long term, I see the vision. I get why it's being done. But short term, if the cost of parts and everything like that, as far as your foreign vehicles like your Beamers, Mercedes, Volkswagen, stuff like that, the prices of the cars are going to go up, right? And the manufacturer's not going to eat that. How do you think they're going to recoup their money? Because they're in business to make profits. They're going to pass it off to us. Now, we already have high inflation. Now, if you have the price of cars and stuff like that going up, what do you think is going to happen? Inflation might go up too. So I don't know, yo. According to this article here, it says tariffs threaten to raise prices by around $6,000 per vehicle on average. So this can help the used car market because those vehicles are already here. So those prices may go up. So the vehicle you currently own, check the ACV on that, might be a little bit higher in a few months. Prices are going to rise and manufacturers will decide which vehicles they want to build going forward. So that's going to lower the number of vehicles available to the customer, which will raise prices again. So let's keep an eye on that. Next, let's take a look at the crypto. Just looking at the market here. We see that the global crypto market cap is 2.68 trillion, down 3% from last day, from the day before. We're obviously in fear, according to CoinMarketCap 27. And we see the price of Bitcoin currently at 82,800. So with all this going on, Bitcoin still is above 80,000, at least for now. That should tell you something, how strong Bitcoin is. And years past before this institutional money, stuff like this would have had Bitcoin down 30, 40%. But it's still holding strong. And there's still buyers, and I'm going to show you that later on the video. And then if we look at number 2, Ethereum, man. Ethereum is down under 2,000, 1,800 bucks. And that could be, obviously the market is bad, but then you have the competitors. Solana, Sui, you have all these other L1s that are basically competing with Ethereum, and it's taking a lot of Ethereum's money, a lot of its lunch. Then you have the L2s as well. So I don't know about Ethereum, but XRP is good. And you're going to see later in this video that I like that one. Solana, obviously, if you follow me on this channel, Solana's my go-to. ADA's at 67 cents. Let's take a look here. Chainlink is down to $13. It's crazy. I think that's a good buy. Avalanche is 20 bucks. And Sui's at $2.33. Litecoin is under 100 bucks, $86.87. Wow. So let's take a look and see what's institutional money, what they're doing right now. We see that, let's go back up here. So this is the week ending last week. We see that for Bitcoin, look at all the outflows for this, for that week right here. The week before that, outflow. So the month of March has just been outflows from the beginning, except for last week. Last week, we saw a tick up. So with all this doom and gloom with the economy and everything like that, institutional money is still going into crypto. So weekend and last week, we saw Bitcoin had an inflow of 724 million. Solana had an inflow of 6.4 million. XRP 6.7 million. Sui had an outflow of 1.3 million. But if we look at the year-to-date flows, Sui has an inflow of 54 million. Litecoin was null for the month, or year rather. There's 5 million into Litecoin. And then ADA had an inflow of 100,000, and for the year, 69 million. So money's still coming into these projects, into crypto. So crypto isn't dead. Don't let people fool you. So let's take a look at some more on-chain metrics. We see that for March so far, Solana daily active addresses 4.3 million, Near 3.3 million, Sui 1.4 million, Aptos 1.1 million. We have Avalanche at 53,000 and Cardano at 31,000. Daily transactions. Let's see what that's about. Daily transactions, we see that Solana has 2.4 billion, Near 184 million, Sui 128 million, Aptos 79, Cardano 9 million. I'm sorry, Avalanche 9 million, and then Cardano has 796,000. So let's look at new wallets, right? So with all this downturn, where are people still putting their money into? Solana new wallets, daily active new wallets. Solana 3 million, Sui 1.2 million, Near 299,000, Ethereum 107, and Avalanche 9.2. Now, these are decent metrics to take a look at. Now let's look at DEX volume. DEX volume, we see that Ethereum is still up on top when it comes to that, DeFi and all of that. 56 billion, Solana 45 billion. Solana is catching up to ETH. Sui 5.2 billion, Avalanche 3.4 billion, Aptos 705 million, Near 565 million, and ADA 145 million. So overall, you know, the chains are still active. Not what they once were when things were really good, but they're still active. And if we look at total revenue by the protocols in these chains, we see that ETH's at 7.3 million, Solana 3.6 million, Avalanche 418,000, Near 264,000, Sui 190,000. So going forward in my portfolio, I'm focusing on the US based projects. And my portfolio is going to be much, much smaller so I can get more of these projects that I'm talking about now. XRP, whatever about the tokenomics, they aren't great. To tell you the truth, as far as use case goes, you know, it's questionable there, but you can't deny the narrative. Right now, they have a lot of tailwind. And I think the relationship that it has with the current administration, XRP leadership, that is going to go places for them in the short term. So I am diverting some of my funds in XRP for sure. You can't deny it. Whether you love it or hate it, it has the narrative right now. So XRP is there. Solana, that's my go-to. It's number one L1 in my opinion. I think just the use case is strong for Solana. And I think once things turned around, especially at this price, this was almost at 260, 270, I think last 4 months, and it's down to this amount right now. Once the macro conditions change, this for sure will change. It can reach the all-time high that it reached before, even higher. It's a $300 at minimum, 350 coin, and it's trading at 126 right now. That is something that I'm strong on. ADA has a relationship with the government. It's not a bad play. Sui is one that I'm buying as well. $2.33. I just showed you the metrics there. New wallets, TVL is growing, just a lot of things going. I think it's like Solana, then Sui as far as L1s go for me. And then Litecoin. Litecoin, I think once the narrative of Bitcoin, people truly understand what's going on with Bitcoin and they realize they can't afford it anymore. My thesis still is that people will be looking at probably Bitcoin Cash because they don't understand. But then again, Litecoin is going to be the one that probably people look at. To me, it's digital silver, digital gold, digital silver. Litecoin is it. And believe it or not, Bitcoin. So that's about it. Right now, my high concentrations are going to be XRP, Solana, Sui, and Litecoin. And there is one more. It's a stock that I'm going to get into. Now, this may be controversial, but I just think because of the relationship this CEO has with the government and just what's going on with these terrorists right now, Tesla is one that I'm getting into Tesla as well. They hold Bitcoin, so that helps as well, but they have some things going for it. You know, they have the new Model Y that looks pretty good. Cybertruck, whether you like it or not, it's up there. Then they have a Model 2, I believe, that's coming out. That looks pretty good. The vehicle is under 30,000. Then they have, it's not only a car company, they have so much more going for it. They have energy, they have insurance, they have robotics. And I know Shaq said, and we know how successful and wealthy Shaq is. He got some stock advice as far as investment advice. He says, invest in things that will change people's lives. And I think Tesla is that stock. It's not only a car company. The technology they have with full self-driving and all of that, you know, this is the company that I think in 5-10 years or something that's going to have a huge impact on everybody's lives. So just to recap, things that I'm highly into right now are going to be XRP, Solana, Sui, Bitcoin, Litecoin, and Tesla. And we see the price of Tesla right now is $263. So just every paycheck I get, I'm DCAing into it. But not too long ago, this stock was almost $500. You know, $479 December. And I think the price is just going to go even higher. Just they have a lot of good things going for it right now. So guys, at the end of the day, listen, you know, we're not in it for a quick turnaround, quick get rich scheme. This is basically it's an investment. When you invest, you just got to take a look at conditions, whether it's charts, macro conditions, just current events, and you invest accordingly. But when things turn, that's when you jump. That's when you want to take small profits. And I don't think the bull run's over yet. Not at all. Yes, the market's been boring. Totally get it. Totally understand that. But I'm here for the long run. I hope you are too. So it's just a quick video I made. I know I've been not around for a while, just with vacations and stuff like that. And not to mention crypto has been kind of boring, but I'm still here. I'm still investing. I ain't going nowhere. So I hope you enjoyed the video. And until next time, keep the faith. Talk to you later.